Hey everyone, I'm here, Florie, to read some information regarding a History of Microwaves course, a lecture taught by Barrie Trower, the physicist in the UK at the University of Toronto in 2010. And the title is here, History of Microwaves from Weapons to Your Wi-Fi, and I'll show you a close-up of those photographs. Here it says, Barrie Trower, physicist and former British Secret Service microwave weapons specialist. And he writes, during the Cold War, Barrie Trower's job for the British Secret Service was to debrief spies who were using stealth microwave weapons. Most notably, the Russians pulsed microwaves at the American Embassy, where staff developed leukemia and other sicknesses. Today, Barrie Trower is shocked to see the proliferation of microwave technologies, Wi-Fi, cell phones, cell towers, and more. The history of microwaves from weapons to Wi-Fi will give you an understanding of microwave radiation from an insider who now speaks openly to governments, police, and the public. And he has a chart which I will show you, and this is my motto: sprinkle wisdom for an unsuspecting, trusting public. So I just thought I would share that with you. And this, I'll do a close-up here of, let's see if it comes out good on the camera, the flyer, so you can see the photographs of, looks like from the 50s or 60s on the left of some kind of a radar use with military personnel. And then the middle, I know, is the active denial system that I drew a cartoon of for Joe Esposito in Oklahoma for one of his 153 articles called We're Being Cooked, about radiation. And the active denial system in the middle is a plate used for crowd control. It radiates microwaves and pushes people down and makes them ill. And the third photograph looks like some kind of island village or some kind of Saharan town with some antennas on it. So here we have a very faded photo of Barrie Trower, but he's got so many YouTube videos that I have had the honor and privilege to watch and learn and study from, and it actually saved my life knowing what he was teaching. And I've spoken to him over the phone, and we've written letters. So he knows I'm here working on his behalf. Now, I had transposed the other flyer, so I have to find where I put that page. But in the meantime, I just wanted you to make a screenshot of this because I'm going to be reading the information here as far as the pulsed frequencies, which I seem to have misplaced. Oh, here it is. Okay, I found it. Okay. Here we go. Open letter from Barrie Trower. And this is what the letter looks like. And it was on the other side of that flyer I just showed you. Continuation. So, the communications industry, because of its usefulness to government, finance, intelligence gathering, and warfare, is really in the position where it is spiraling out of any person's ability to control it with regard to advancing technology. Initially, all systems pulsed. However, when it was realized that stealth microwave warfare relies on entrainment of a brain from such pulses, parentheses, now being used as a domestic instrument, parentheses close, the pulses had to be renamed as, quote, modulations, unquote. The difference between them is infinitesimally small, but the effect is just the same. Only the name has changed. I believe that this explains the dramatic changes in behavior we are now witnessing: group suicides, disruption in schools, aggression, and so on. Over the years, I have compiled a list of known entrainment responses followed by long-term potentiation from these microwaves. It should be appreciated that each person will respond slightly differently, although the same area of brain, temporal, amygdaloid, temporal, parotid, etc. will remain the same. There is a double star asterisk here when it gets to 24 pulses or modulations per second. So I'll read it now in full and then I'll refer back to it when we get to that statistic. It is worth mentioning that a mobile phone with a pulse modulation frequency of 25, meaning per second, could act directly on visual sight if being held at head, or heartbeat if in a chest pocket. A frequency of 25 can disrupt both visual and heart neurotransmitters. Clearly, a susceptible person may have any combination of these. Electrosensitive persons may recognize many of their own symptoms. My work on electrosensitivity and the brain can be found online. And we have several websites that are active, and I will share those with you at the end. He goes on to say, I think the problem is that young governments and young communications engineers have no knowledge of Cold War warfare and don't know who to ask. Even if they did, the government would probably be in denial. The situation is a mess, made worse by greed. If anyone would like clarification of any of the foregoing, or I can help in any way, please let me know. He gives his address and phone number in England. I recommend I'll show you the website, stopthecrime.net, with Deborah Tavares interviewing Barrie Trower. I think it was around that same year. The Cooking of Humanity is a good one, and he has like 30 videos or more, and I keep getting updates and finding more things out. So I could share those with you, but this particular video is about this chart called The Effects of Pulsed Microwave Radiation. So I will hold that up to the camera and see if you can read that. And actually it's coming out pretty good. I just should set it up on the table there. You could take a screenshot of that. And let me get the shadow away from this hand. So hey, that looks pretty good. All right, Barrie Trower, physicist. So I can email this chart to anyone. I have my email up here, flowfreshman@gmail.com, flofreshman@gmail.com, and my blog spot is Flowfresh News. So that's easy to find. Here I have my family tree base for my book, Maternal, Paternal. So I've been working on that. And this is a painting I did for my dad for his 91st birthday a couple of years ago. And I just wanted to share that with you as well. So we have that chart, and this is what it says. I made some little notes on it that I'll get back to. And I just have some water here that I'll drink. Okay, so the effect of pulsed microwave radiation. You have the pulses or modulations per second is this first column, and then the possible result is the description. So if you have one pulse or modulation per second, I guess that's in hertz. I believe that it can be calculated scientifically and broken down into more information, but right now we're just doing what's pretty much in the cell tower radiation. And then I have a note here that the smart focus meters from the utilities fine-tune damaging organ targeting frequencies 2 or 3-fold, 24/7, 365. But he's just right now concentrating on the masts. They call the microwave towers, cell towers, they call them masts. Anyway, we have one possible result affects the heartbeat rhythm. 1 to 3 pulses or modulations per second can possibly result in a sleep pattern disruption. So I'll just say that it's disruption. 3 to 5, paranoia, hallucinations, amnesia, illusions, drowsiness, absent feeling. 6 to 7, depression, suicidal feelings, visual distortion, confusion. 8 to 11, cannot relax, feeling unwell, unhappy. 11 to 13, anger, manic behavior, problems with movement, flashes, loss of appetite. 14 to 18, small seizures, disturbed orientation, auditory visual hallucinations. 18 plus, inability to make decisions, sensory problems, sight, touch, sound. 24 plus, confusion, flickering, flashing lights, dizziness. 35 plus, mania, hyperactivity. 40 plus, anxiety, sleep disturbance, reaction time slowed, unable to make decisions. So I just wanted to share that with you, and this is also some information for you for OYM Radio, Open Your Mind, OYMradio.com. Click on Barrie or search for Barrie. And he has, I think, 4 or 5 journal papers. One of his most favorite ones is from, I think, 2012. Wi-Fi, a thalidomide in the making, who cares? And then he has a video with that, I think it's like a 15-minute cut edited video where he says that whoever put Wi-Fi in schools should be locked up for the rest of their lives. So a debriefer means that he interrogated defecting spies on microwave warfare, and he's also a human physiologist as well as a microwave warfare physicist and authority. He doesn't like to call himself an expert because there's always something new that they're doing, including, he mentioned in a recent video, putting cell towers on planes and satellites because people are getting fed up with the cell tower looming over them on every block. And he asked me to go further into electric shock drowning, how electricity can just run through water with very little resistance, and the importance of that, and as well as the genetic DNA harm done by Wi-Fi and other radiation to the children. And he goes on with another chart, which I'll show you another time, that he did his own cartoon, and I just enlarged it. So he says in like 60 years we'll be down to 1/8 of our healthy children if they keep, radiating the kids. So slowly, like Senator Patrick Colbeck in Michigan, he said on March 15th at one of the videotape public hearings that he would like Wi-Fi removed from schools and all public places. And he is an aeronautical engineer. So I've been studying all about microwaves and radiation and electricity and conductors for 4 years since I found out that I had a smart meter put on my house against my will, instructions, permission, or knowledge in January of 2010. And I didn't find out until June of 2014. So it is now June 2018, so for 4 years I've been paying over $20 a month in extortion fees to get the old meter back. So it's supposed to be an opt-in program, but they're treating it like an opt-out program, so my bill every month has about $21 or $22. So I emailed them, I said, what is this tax? Why am I paying $1.59 to $2.59 variable for tax on a fee, on an opt-out fee that violates your own bylaws? So the important thing is that I wanted to touch base with you on the fact that now I can't find what I want. I throw my signs around. Here you have on the smart and focus meters, like I said, fine-tune damaging organ targeting frequencies 2 or 3-fold, plus it has a microphone and it hears what you're saying. So there are no codes for these electronic meters. They use your electricity to run on, so it makes it not a meter but an appliance. And the insurers are getting wise to the smart meter fires because they burn out every 6 to 8 years. So it's been 8 years, and they're slapping weaker ones and stronger ones, but making believe they have to read it, all kinds of shenanigans. I just wanted to let you know how pleased I am to speak to you today, and how much I enjoy doing this. And maybe we can share some information with everyone else. Thank you so much. Over and out. There we go.